All right, great Thursday morning, everyone. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufacturing Home Sales Mastery in with our 15 Minutes to Mastery, episode number two. Oh no, this is 302. I saw two there at the end. It's episode 302, where we bring you some information, inspiration, and motivation each and every morning to get your day started off on the right foot because we know that life comes at you hard and we've got to make sure that you are focused and ready to go. And today we're talking about dedication. We're talking about the amount of dedication that it takes to thrive in manufacturing home sales. And really, this is about everything. It doesn't matter whether it's with sales, your life, any other job or business or line of work that you decide to do. It takes the same amount of work to just survive as it does to actually thrive. And we're going to talk about what that means, why we say that here as we move along. But there is a quote from Salvador Dali which says, "Intelligence without ambition is a bird without wings." How about that? Intelligence without ambition is like a bird without wings. That's pretty powerful when you stop to think about it, right? There's a lot of potential there, but you can't go anywhere because you don't have the wings, you don't have the dedication, you don't have the work ethic to put behind all of those thoughts. You don't have the work ethic to really get behind it and do something great with it. And the unfortunate thing about it is most people don't realize this. A lot of times we talk about, I just want to pay my bills. I want to pay my bills. I want to be able to pay my bills. And when you work to pay your bills, guess what? You probably are only going to pay your bills, if that. Okay. But here's the thing. Stop to think about this. You still have to be at the office the same amount of time as everybody else. You still have to be at the office from whatever time they're open, whether it's, let's just say it's 8 to 6. You're still at the office from 8 to 6 and you're surviving. And then 15 feet across from you in another office, there's somebody thriving. There's somebody that's just blowing it out the water. And you're there sitting there wondering, why does this guy or why does this girl, how is it that they've got this and they're able to get all this business, they're able to do all these things and accomplish all of these things? It's because they are working differently than what you are. They're putting in the same amount of hours. They're at the same office as you. They got the same product, same resources as what you do, but yet they are thriving and you are just surviving. And that has everything to do with you, my friends, right there, that are watching this, that are listening to this. It's all about you because here's the thing. We decide that we want to do something. You decide that you're going to go in a certain career path. You decide that you're going to start a certain business. You decide that you're going to do whatever it is that you're going to do. Let's say it's outside of work and this is what I'm going to do to get better at this or get better at that. But you're just going through the motions. You're just doing the things enough to get by. You're not completely focused in on it. You let yourself get pulled in all these different directions, so you can't really make any true strides in this. And that's your fault, not anybody else's. It's yours because you're not taking control of your time. You're not staying focused. And you're not putting in the work. It's not anybody else's. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, I believe it was. No, it's this morning on the way here where and one of the ladies actually that is a regional manager for ELS where we're at actually today. I forgot to mention we're still in Tampa, but her name is Jessica Kingsborough. She mentioned this at one of the training calls that we had. No sometimes is a complete sentence. No, I can't do that. No, I'm not going to do that. If it's taken away from your time from doing the things that need to get done. And so when you allow yourself to get pulled in all these different directions, that's on you, not on anybody else. Okay. So as I was saying, those that just survive, those that are just getting by, those that just do enough are still spending the same amount of time, but they're just not dedicated and focused. Well, not that they're not dedicated, they're just not focused and intentional with their work. Whereas that person who is thriving, that person who is building the business, that person who is moving forward, that you can see they're making progress. It's because they are focused. They are disciplined in the work that they know has to get done. And maybe you don't have work to. Maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you're starting off in manufactured home sales. We've got 4 young ladies in here that we're doing training with, and they're trying to build a pipeline. Some of them already have some sales, right? But it takes some time to build that. But as long as you're putting in that focused and intentional work in everything that you do, every step of the process, it's going to happen. Things are going to build up. You're going to see that progress, and you're going to move forward, and you're actually going to thrive and not just survive. It's when we don't have structure, right? When we don't have structure, that it just seems like we're not getting anywhere. We still sell, we still do these things, we still have some wins, we still make some progress, but it's not to the level that we would want to. Structure, discipline, focus, intentionality all matter and all make the difference. Now, you also have those folks, though, that think, man, I'm okay just getting by. And you know what? I'm going to do here. I'm going to be here, and they're going to pay me for my time for being here, and, so forth and so on. So if I don't put in all of the work that I should be or can be, and as long as I get enough for me, I'm good, right? Well, here's the thing with that. You may be surviving. You may be able to do a few things. You may be able to pay your bills and maybe have a little bit of extra money for a few things, and you're good. However, the damage that you're doing to yourself without even realizing it is so much more, because you are subconsciously, you're affecting your mental capacity to understand that you have so much more potential. And when you're in a position to be able to do things more, when you can do more things than other folks, because some people just can't. Some people are in situations that they can't do as much as you for whatever reason. Maybe they don't have the same opportunities as you. Maybe they're not tied down or they're tied down to other obligations that you are not. And when you're just skimming by, when you're just shortchanging yourself and the company, you're really mainly hurting yourself, because eventually that's going to bubble to the surface and it's going to be dealt with. And then you're left out in the cold. So you're doing yourself a double disservice by doing those things and not putting in the full intentionality and the full focus that it's required to thrive. You're still putting in the work. You're still there at the time that you need to be there. You're just not getting stuff done. And it affects you. And ultimately, it affects the company as well. And it affects the people around you, because other people notice, other people see your actions, and then it starts to affect them as well. So you have a huge responsibility to make sure that each and every day you're coming in and you're attacking the day, you're being as focused and intentional and as effective with your work and your abilities as possible. Doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're selling manufactured homes, whether you're raising kids, whether you're trying to start a new business. Do the work, and don't fool yourself into thinking that you're doing the work. You know if you are or not. And those of us that are watching you, we know you're not. Okay. So with that being said, how can we improve? How can we make sure that we are doing what needs to get done? How can I get myself out of this rut and start attacking and making things happen? Well, first and foremost, let's go through this list real quick. Let's talk about your goals. Do you have clear and purpose-driven goals? Is there a purpose behind what you're trying to accomplish? If you're just trying to get somewhere and there's no purpose behind it, you're going to let it go. You're going to let all these other things affect you. You're going to let your head get in the way. You're going to let sometimes you're going to let your heart get in the way. And it can be a bad thing. Okay? Because you've got to make sure that you are moving forward. So set some clear and purpose-driven goals. Then after that, you have to develop a routine. I'm telling you this, all of you, telling all of you, routines is boring. Sounds boring. It is boring, but boring gets you paid. Boring gets you paid. When you are predictable, just like the structure in our training, right? When it's predictable, I pick up the phone, I say this. When I say this, I do that. And when I do that, I'm going to follow up with this and this and this and this. And when they show up, I do this. And when we're sitting down, I do this. And oh my God, I do that over and over and over again. Yes. But you know what? That gets you paid. That makes a huge difference. So having a routine from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. And if you need to mix in some TV time on there, some vegging out time, I understand. Not everybody could go without TV. All right. But man, it can't be your sole focus. Scrolling on your phone can't be your sole focus. You can't let yourself go in all of that. So routines, make sure you have a routine that keeps you focused and intentional. Staying focused and intentional. What does it take to stay focused and intentional? Sometimes it takes some bad stuff. Sometimes it takes remembering what people said about you being crazy to do this for a career. Sometimes it takes remembering those people that doubt you and then realizing that, man, if I stay on this path, I'm only going to prove them right. And they're going to tell me, I told you so. I told you so. I told you weren't going to do it. I knew you weren't going to do it. I knew that it was a bad choice. I knew that it was, and on and on and on. So sometimes it takes, while you're building this, while you're building your pipeline, while you're building the company, while you're trying to get yourself moving in the right direction, sometimes you need to have some of that as a chip on your shoulder. You don't have to be an ass about it. Okay. We're just saying you use that as fuel to get you back focused and intentional, because stuff happens all the time. Stuff happens all the time. And you can't let those things have control over you. You got to keep moving on. Embrace continuous learning. When you are in those ruts, pick up a book that's going to make you better. Listen to a podcast. Just learn something. Get outside, work out, do some physical activity. Get better. That's going to help you move forward. So embrace continuous learning. And lastly, surround yourself with like-minded people. You don't want to feel left out. You don't want to feel awkward. You don't want to feel like you're the only one. Believe me, you're not. There's other people out there that want to do great things just like you. You just have to find them. And you have to let go of everybody else. And when you are in a rut, when you are feeling that you're not doing what you should be doing, when you feel yourself letting go, you need to open up to the people and reach up. Not reach across, not reach to somebody at your level, not reach down to somebody that's below you. You have to reach up to those that are where you want to be and say, hey, I'm going through this right now. How do I deal with it? Hey, I had these things happen. How can I fix this? Hey, this is not working out the way I thought. What can I do? But it's got to be people that are like-minded from you. People that are wanting to go and be at the same places as you. Not in the same level, not below you. That's what you got to keep in mind. So if you do those things, I promise you, and you put in the work, you are going to thrive and not survive. And that's what it's about. Living a life the way that you want it, on your terms, achieving what you have in mind, whether it's in manufacturing, home sales, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in whatever kind of business you're in. You can take this and you can apply it to anything, and you should. So I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Get on out there, do some fantastic things. We're about to get into day 4 today of our immersion sales training program out here in Tampa, Florida, with these lovely ladies that are here, right? So we appreciate you guys being with us. We're going to get into some more finance stuff today, overcoming objections, closing on these deals, and a whole lot more. So you guys make it an awesome day. And as always, I can't wait to meet you.